wanted to make this video because on April 24th, 2019, my teenage son was assaulted by about 8 grown men, adults. I was around the corner when the fight started. He was jumped. They tried to kill him. I have a permit to carry. I own a SIG P320. One of my neighbors rushed to me and told me that he was being assaulted. I run around the corner, physically running. I was wearing sweatpants. So anyone that's carried a gun in a holster wearing sweatpants knows you cannot run with the gun in the sweatpants or it just falls out. So I take the gun out of my sweatpants and continue to run. I get around the corner, spot 8 guys on top of him. I start screaming, get off of him. I do have the gun out, but not out the holster. I have it in my hand because if I run with it connected to my sweatpants, it would have just fell. Everybody runs away like cowards. They start screaming and yelling. People are yelling. My wife is yelling. My wife's out there. She's scared. My oldest son is out there. He's scared. My daughter's out there. She's 10 years old. She's scared. Everyone's scared. One of the people that assaulted my son tried to approach me and tried to talk to me. Not smart. Telling me it was my son's fault that they, assaulted him. So I told him, get the fuck away from me. And they called the police. These are my neighbors. They live across the street from me. They know me for about a year. We don't speak. We don't hang out. We're not friends. So at this point, they tell the police I pulled my gun and pointed it at their heads. And I was making threats. There was one teenage kid, I think he was 18, maybe 19 years old, and a woman who wasn't there. She was sleeping at the time. She is my neighbor who lives across the street. The kid doesn't live there. He dates her daughter. So anyway, they call the police. The police come. They tell the police that I pointed guns at them. I threatened them after they assaulted my son. And I don't think they were trying to assault my son. I think they were trying to kill him, because 8 grown men assaulting a teenager is not them trying to teach him a lesson or hurt him. They're trying to kill him. So I come out my house as the police are approaching. Officer Turner of the Philadelphia 35th District asks me, do I have a weapon? I tell him, yes, I have a weapon. I have a permit to carry. He says, can he have it? I said, go ahead, reach for it yourself, take it off my waist. Gave him my ID, gave him my license. Permit to carry. At this point, they proceed to put me in handcuffs and tell me that they're just investigating and I'm not under arrest. I'm like, okay. Now, 10 minutes later, my son is handcuffed and put in the back of the same police van. They told the police that I pointed the gun at them and made threats and that my son had a knife. A knife that they did not find. He didn't have a knife. But even if he did, he was protecting himself, self-defense. It was 8 grown men against a teenage boy of 16 years old. This went on for about 4 months. The supposed, trial or whatever. They never showed up to court. The kid that said I pulled the gun on him lied about his name. They never asked for ID. He lied about his name because he had a warrant for his arrest for another assault and theft. So now I'm going through all of this. They took my weapon from me, took my permit from me, and I had to sit in jail for a day and pay a bond. I go through my court hearings, my proceedings, and everything's fine. I get, they have nothing. They have to toss the case, even though they make me wait 3 months to do it. Now I'm thinking I'm going to get my weapon and my permit back. Here it is in Philadelphia, the state of the city of Philadelphia. I have to beg for my property back. I have to write a letter to the police commissioner, to get my weapon back. And on top of all this, they had 3 different commissioners since the time I was arrested. So even if I wrote the letter and sent it to him, who was going to read it? Which commissioner was going to give me back my weapon? Why does the city have the right to hold my weapon when I did nothing wrong? I committed no crime. And I had video footage of my son being assaulted. I have video footage of me not pointing a gun at anyone, never pointing my gun at anyone. The police refused to look at it. The courts refused to look at it so they could throw the case out early. They dragged me back and forth to court for 3 months. They could have just looked at the video, case dismissed. They would refuse to do it. I still have the video footage. I posted it on YouTube. I'm making another video now because I want my weapon back. I want my weapon back without having to beg for it. It's my right. I've sent messages to 2 people who have a lot of followers. That's Yankee Marshall and Colin Noir. I've asked for their help. They have a large following. Neither one of them responded to me. Now, I don't know if it's because they don't know who I am, or they just don't care, or maybe they do care and they don't know how to help me. Maybe they can't help me. But I would love for one of them to pick up my story. I would love to talk to one of them, be interviewed by one of them, interview my son, share the video of my son being assaulted, and the 35th District doing nothing about that because they told us that the only way they would press charges against the men that assaulted my son was for me and him to go to trial, be found innocent, and then they could press charges against the men that assaulted my son. How is this? Spread the word, folks. I need help. I want someone to help me get my pistol back. I want someone to help me get my weapon back, get my permit back. So these guys that scream about the Second Amendment and raising money for everyone, I don't want money. I don't want money for anything. I just want help to get my weapon back. Every time you turn on YouTube and look at all these gun enthusiasts, you know, every other week they have some sort of giveaway or buy a t-shirt or donate to this person or pay for this person's fund and blah, blah, blah. They're not helping. I'm right here. They can help me. Cost them nothing. So it's a challenge to all of them. Get in contact with me. You really care about the Second Amendment? Help me. I'm online. You find me. Eddie Black. You find me on Twitter. Eddie Black. It's pretty much all I got to say, man. That and the 35th District sucks dick.